Hello, I'm Wayne from Acopia Group, and I just want to run through a short video to demonstrate how you set this machine up and use it. And this is our new Nest gummed paper tape machine. So this is how the machine will turn up in the box, and you'll be able to take the whole foam outer packaging out of the box and pull it apart, and here you'll have your machine. Inside here you will have your cable, which will obviously be curled up. One end just plugs into the wall in a normal fashion, and this end here plugs into the back of the machine. So plug that in, and then you've got a switch at the back, switch it on and it lights up to tell you that it's on. You'll also have a plastic bag in the bottom of the box which has two of these, and this is a tape guide. So these go down and slot inside the back of here, which basically guides the tape reel when it's sitting in the back of the machine. Now you can set that depending on the width of the roll that you've got. So this is our 70mm wide tape, but if you were using a wider or a narrower tape, you would just set the setting on between these plates, but you'll see that when you get it. The next thing you want to do is to fill up your water tank. This has a 2 litre water tank and typically will last you days in your operation. So you just simply unscrew the cap, fill up the water and screw that back on. You can either then just turn that straight over into your reservoir, or if you want to get cracking sooner, what I would recommend you do is you lift that up and pull this out, and in here has in effect a thick paintbrush, which that is what wets the bottom of the tape when it comes out of the machine. So that needs to be very wet for it to work properly. So what I'd recommend you do is you take this to your tap and just run it under the tap, fill this reservoir in effect, but via the brush. So just run this backwards and forwards over with the water until that's nearly full up, and that way you'll ensure that the brush is very wet and ready to use. So then you just lift that up again and locate that back in there, and that just clips in place. Let go of that, and then turn this over. There's a plastic piece here which, if you put it to the top height and then just lower that into there, that will fill your reservoir, keep it filled up with water during use. So next is to load the tape. This is our 70mm wide reinforced tape. So it wants to go in the machine this way, and the tape drops into there. There's only one place for it to go, and then this goes round over the roller, and then you just slide it down underneath this plate. If you find it easier to remove the plate, you can do so. Just put the tape down to the bottom and then just slide that plate back in under the roller, and then just close up your lid. It has a safety switch, so it won't switch on if the lid is not closed. And then you're ready to operate the machine. Now we have a number of buttons on here. So simply we have this button here which you press and hold, and that will just release the tape until you let go of the button. So as a demonstration, simply like that. Alternatively, you can use these buttons here, and this is centimetres, so you've got 15, 25, 35, right on up to 105 centimetres. If you wanted to double up, so say if you wanted a 300mm piece of tape, you would press 2 times and then press the 15 to make 30 centimetres. Or if you wanted to, say, create a piece of tape that needs to be 170mm, you would hit the plus button twice to add 2 centimetres to 15 and press that button, and there we have 170mm of tape. If you press the start button, that will simply just shoot out the last length that you selected. So for instance, if I press 35, I've got a 350mm length of tape, and if I want to do that for the next 10 times, I'll just press start again, and that will keep producing your tape at that set length. On here we have a plus and minus. This is simply for a heater which warms up the water, which basically means that the tape will activate and stick to your cartons quicker. And what we recommend is that during the summer months, if you have it on 3, there's a little H for heat and then the numbers beside it, so it's on 3, have it on 3, and in the winter months, have it on 5, depending on obviously your warehouse situation. I understand that a lot of facilities don't have heating, so definitely put that up to 5 during the winter months. You might find that you want to turn it down a bit, but that's generally the settings that we would set it at and leave it at. The main thing about this water going into the brush is to make sure that it doesn't dry out, because if you imagine the tape's coming across the top of the brush all day long, and that's wetting the potato starch glue on this tape. So if you were to let that dry out, in effect the top of that brush will then start to go crusty and a bit brittle. So you may want to, if maybe at the end of a weekend when you come back Monday morning, just maybe pull that out and just check your brushes hasn't started to go hard, and if so, just wash them out, ready to use them again. But generally you won't find that being a problem, but the main thing is not to run out of water and leave it to dry over a few days, because it will get quite gunked up and you will need to wash it and clean it out before you use it again. So when it comes to reordering your tape, you can either lift up this lid, and we have the QR codes on here. This one here is for a tape dispenser, this one here is for our standard gum paper tape, and this one here is for our reinforced. You can obviously scan the QR code and that takes you straight through to our website and our shop. You could order it from there, or obviously order it however you wish, whether you have a contact within the business you want to just phone up, send an email, or if you're signed up to our MyAcopia web platform, you can obviously go on there anytime, day or night, and place your order for the products to suit. And if you have any obviously other questions about the machine, just please get in touch, we'll be happy to help.